Next, we're going to talk about how to pour. But first, we have to talk about guest hospitality. Let's talk about how to pour. For some of you, this may be the first time you've ever served alcohol or have had to interact with the public and serve alcohol. So, what you want to do first, very easy, greet them with a smile, look them in the eyes, speak up, speak confidently, and use your outside voices. The festival is going to get noisy at times, so they won't be able to hear you if you're using your timid inside voices. Okay, good. Be casual, conversational, yet professional and fun. Remember, they're here to drink. They're here to have a good time. You're here to give that time to them. They want to have fun, and your night is going to go a lot smoother if you have fun with them. Remember, having fun is a lot more fun than not having fun. Get it? Good. And hate to be a buzzkill, but friendly reminder, there is no drinking on the clock. Sorry. Don't let us catch you, especially if you're a student, because I'm telling you, you risk expulsion. Trust me, I've seen it happen. You don't want to be that person. So please, work with integrity. For everyone else, the rule still applies. Please, no drinking. Otherwise, regardless of who you are, you will be asked to leave immediately. All right, we've got the formalities out of the way. Let's move on. Glassware, a critical component to the night's festivities. All guests, upon entering the festival, are going to get their own official festival glass that looks like this. It's a 5-ounce glass, and I'm going to talk about what the standard pours are for beer, wine, and spirits. In some cases, a guest may approach you with a glass that does not look like a festival glass. If that's the case, please, whatever you do, don't stubbornly decline serving them. Instead, let's take this as an opportunity to educate them that this is actually the proper festival glassware. Let's talk about the number of tickets required for each pour. Remember, earlier in these training videos, I mentioned that every single thing you pour is going to have a predetermined number of tickets for that specific beverage. Don't deviate from that, and don't let the old man who thinks he's got jokes negotiate the amount of tickets. If the card says 3 tickets, that's how many tickets you need from that funny old man who thinks he can give you less than 3 tickets. Only take what the card says that beverage requires for a pour. If you're pouring beer or cider, the standard pour is 2 ounces. I'm going to show you what 2 ounces looks like by using this not real beer in this real beer bottle. Regardless of the festival glass you have, which could come with one of 2 different logos, the 2-ounce mark actually aligns perfectly with the bottom of that logo on the glass. So 2 ounces looks like this. Right there underneath the bottom of the logo. That's 2 ounces. If someone asks for a double, 4 ounces, it essentially is double the pour, also double the tickets. 4 ounces looks like this, about 1 finger's width down from the top of the glass. 2-ounce pour, 4-ounce pour. And again, that's just for beer. So, you know what 2 and 4 ounces of beer looks like, but what I'm going to show you now is how to actually proper pour anything, whether it's beer, wine, or spirits. First thing you want to do when you receive the glass from the guest is not grab it like this at any point or time. It's gross, right? Sanitary. Woof. Grab the glass from the bottom, pour always at a 45-degree angle, quickly, and tilt it at the end. If in those situations where the guest wants a double pour or 4 ounces of beer, please leave room at the top for foam or head. Remember, head is very good. It's where all of those amazing aromatics live. So, 2-ounce pour, poured at a 45-degree angle, not touching the top of the glass. And if you noticed, one thing I did not do, which you should also never do, is allow your glass or the pouring vessel to touch each other. So you would never do this. It's gross. And you see what happens? It makes a mess. So this never touches that. Capiche? For those of you who are pouring draft beer, I want to walk through that process. If you never have, I highly suggest that once you get to your booth and familiarize yourself with what you're pouring, give it 1 or 2 practice pours so you get the hang of it. What you want to do is position the glass at a 45-degree angle under the tap faucet. Grab the tap handle firmly and open it quickly and all the way. Anything other than that is going to create nothing but foam in your glass. So again, glass tilted at a 45-degree angle under the faucet, grab the tap handle firmly, open quick and all the way. Close quickly, all the way. Anything less, don't be surprised if your glass is full of foam. Now, let's talk about wine. What I'm going to show you how to do is actually open a bottle of wine, hopefully not screw it up, and then show you how to pour said bottle of wine with one of our calibrated pour spouts. So first things first, again, every wine bottle is going to be slightly different, but assuming yours is covered in foil and you're not lucky enough to have one of these nifty pull tabs like I do, goes in the garbage, you're going to have to use your wine key, which should have a nice little blade on it that you would use to cut the foil from around the bottle. If your bottle also has foil on the top of the cork, you're going to want to cut that away as well, which I'm going to do now. Like so. Fortunately, my bottle had a pull tab, which allowed me to do that really easily. Otherwise, you are going to have to use the blade portion on your wine key to cut off that foil and then pop it off from above the cork. Now we're going to open the bottle of wine. Put that blade back. We don't want any injuries. So, corkscrew goes directly into the center of the cork. Use your dominant hand to hold the corkscrew. Use your other hand to firmly hold the bottle of wine. And I know this may seem like amateur hour, but some of you simply have never opened a bottle of wine. So let's walk through it. You're turning the bottle of wine and the corkscrew in opposite directions until the cork is fully inserted, until the corkscrew is fully inserted into the cork. Then, depending on the size of the bottle, the style of corkscrew or wine key you may have, you're going to position the teeth of that wine key on the edge of the bottle and firmly, in a straight up motion, pull the corkscrew out. Open bottle of wine. We nailed it. First try. Go me. So for wine, we're going to use one of our calibrated pour spouts, which are calibrated to 1 ounce, which is also very conveniently the standard pour for wine. So what we're going to do with the calibrated pour spout is, once our bottle of wine is open, shove this thing into the bottle until it snaps into place, pouring with your dominant hand, and it's a quick upside down straight pour into the glass until the thing clicks, and it will stop for you at 1 ounce, like so. One ounce pour of wine. Should anyone want a double pour of wine, which would be 2 ounces or twice the amount of tickets, simply give them a second pour. One thing to note in terms of wine, you may be at a booth where you're pouring something like champagne or sparkling wine, and our pour spouts probably won't be compatible with those bottles, so you're going to have to follow the same rules that we follow with beer, and visually know where that 1 ounce and 2 ounce lines are on your glass and freehand pour to those volumes. Make sense? Good. Last, but definitely not least, let's talk about how to pour spirits. It is unique when compared to how we're pouring beer and wine, particularly because we are not using the festival glassware to pour spirits, especially if we're pouring a straight or neat shot of liquor. So, to do so, we're going to provide you with these very fancy 3/4 ounce cups. The standard pour for spirits is going to be a 1/2 ounce. Remember, standard pour for beer was 2 ounces, standard pour for wine is 1 ounce. In order to achieve a 1/2 ounce standard pour of spirits, we are going to have to take it to a smaller sampling size and pour by hand. So, without a pour spout and without pouring into a festival glassware, this is where we're going to have to trust you to eyeball it. So in this 3/4 ounce sampling cup, we're going to fill it up halfway by hand, remembering never to touch the bottle to the glassware. And you can tell how easily I actually went over a 1/2 pour line on that. So let's try it again. If this was real Jameson, it wouldn't go in the dump bucket. So, freehand pour, halfway up, and that gives us a 1/2 ounce of spirits. That's more like it. In terms of spirits, you could be at a booth that's pouring mixed cocktails. If that's the case, here's how that scenario plays out. Very simply, you will just add your spirit like you've been pouring already to the non-alcohol components of the drink. So it's a standard 1/2 ounce pour, voila, and then you will just add that to the pre-mixed, already provided non-alcoholic components. Then the cocktail's ready to serve. Cheers.